And then I call his office the next day. Don't worry about it. I love it. I'm great. He told me that. He told me something similar like that because I get a follow up on the video. I'll catch it on the she was going to send me some stuff and never did.
Welcome to the East Bainbridge Parish Library and Board of Control, November 20th, 2025 meeting. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen. Thank you.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Candy Temple,
Here.
Mr. Donald Luther Jr.,
Here.
Ms. Kathy Watson,
Here.
Mrs. Dolores Watts, Mrs. Nicole Alderman Learson, Mr. Darrell Hurst, Mr. Ryan Pierce.
And let the record reflect we do not have a form at this time. Moving on to the approval of the minutes, I would like to, moving on to the approval of the minutes of the regular meeting of October 16th.
Madam President, we've got two members that are on their way and stuff with some things at their jobs. So can we move that back to the end of the topic? We'll take that vote then.
Yes, we'll move that. It's no very well.
Use the other
We need
one.
one more mic. That one.
Get it.
Is this one working? Yeah.
Yes. If there's no objection, we'll move the approval of the minutes under new business. Moving on to special orders. We do not have any special orders at this time. Next on the agenda is reports by the director. That's the financial report.
For 2026, operating expenditures through October 31st are as follows: $38,684,909.30, or 70.32% of the operating budget. Through October, we should have spent no more than 83% of the budget. Cash collections from property taxes for 2025 remain ahead of those collected in 2024, as we are approximately $2.6 million and 4.78% ahead of the same period last year. Actual increase over 2024 is $2,683,000. $1,066. Do you have any questions?
Thank you. Moving on to system reports. System reports will be read by Assistant Auditor Mary Stein.
And it will be the shortest system report you have ever heard from me. All right, so what I did not, quite frankly, have time to put into a pretty PowerPoint for you was all the fabulous things that took place in your library system during the last half of October since last we met. A little something called the Maker Fair. And there's probably 1,000 pictures online to go into some of that. We hosted the American Revolution sneak peek with LPD. We planted a propagation garden outside. It was fabulous. But we do have a few things for you. Here's some of the images from the Maker Fair. As usual, old and young, tall and small, robots, movies. We had talkies, walkies, we had Foley artists, we had stunt people demonstrating. That was so cool. People really enjoyed it. People made their own little movie shorts. It was a wonderful, wonderful day. And I will tell you, we've already planned a date for next year. And it will be the oldest Makerist Fair. We're going to be going back to the past. There will be trebuchets and catapults on the ground. I'm going to tell you now. Libraries change lots since we might not meet in December. I wanted to give you a sneak peek of the November or the December, because I have the draft. November and December wonderful options to show you the ways that the library is making an impact in people's lives. The November article was on someone who has made use of our career center, and the December article takes us out and about with everything from the seed library to that wonderful event that we did outside a few days ago, and so much more. So I invite you to stay tuned for your December issue of the Source. We, of course, have been having great response with our strictly business virtual programming. And coming up in December will be Susan Bourgeois. The Small Business Engine series will wrap out the year with rock stars Julia Malara and Julie Laperouse and one other person I cannot tell you yet until we ink that one. But these have been so wonderful because it's from the business community to the business community. Word of mouth marketing in the library. So impactful. I'm so pleased we were able to do this. And of course, this pairs nicely with our small business Thursday evenings, kind of like the Doctor is In programs that we will continue to run, all spin off from the small business incubator that we started so many years ago. Virtual author talks for November, December, really wonderful offerings as we've been proud to do all year long, all different kinds of interests. Especially attractive are the nonfiction authors. So that's really a cool thing. On the library's website, Saturday night, we put up a link that said our thank you to all of those who supported us. We put out the news that proposition number 1 did not pass. That's the proposition that included the renewal of the library's 10-year dedicated tax millage. A little bit more on that later today. Our plan is to Friday, go ahead and take that down. And then we will begin planning something new for you. So a little bit more on that later as well. So that, I will tell you, in December, we normally turn to seasons readings. That will be taking place as well. The Art Guild will be here. We have been hosting LPB's 50th anniversary images at libraries during the fall, and that will continue into the spring. Right now, they're upstairs. Last night, we hosted GIS GIS day right here in the library. During the day, we had the students from Parkview Elementary and Parkview Middle. They were everywhere, all over the library. So we're continuing to do the work. We're continuing to get the programs out there. There will be some wonderful concerts in December for your enjoyment and your cultural enrichment. Movies on the Plaza will bring in the Minecraft movie. So there'll be a dance party out there on December 5th here. And then downtown will be hosting the Festival of Lights. Downtown will be hosting Red Stick Revelry. So life goes on, and I invite you to look for your December issue of the newsletter in print and online. And that is it for me right now, unless you have any questions. No questions from the board, I will get out of the way.
Thank you, Mary. Moving on to other reports. The maintenance and additional capital projects.
The maintenance and additional capital projects will be led by Assistant Director Lori Hughes.
Okay, so for the month of November, the maintenance issues that were addressed include at Blue Bonnet Regional Branch Library, a motor was replaced on air handling unit number 6, and the exterior of the building was pressure washed. Also, loose speed bumps were installed throughout the parking lot, and a damaged tree was cut and removed. In addition, we obtained a quote for repairs to the portico share due to damage caused by delivery trucks. At the Delmont Gardens Branch Library, a new exterior junction box enclosure for the backflow preventer was installed by contractors, including new controls for the fire alarm system. At the Zachary Branch Library, the exterior was pressure washed and the carpet was cleaned. At the main library, the exterior was pressure washed and tree grease was removed from 3 canopies. In addition, repairs were begun to the splash pad area, which included installation of pedestals and new granite tiles. We are waiting for water feature parts to arrive to complete the repairs. Under miscellaneous improvement projects, the outreach project, final acceptance was awarded on November 12th. For the roofing project, a notice to proceed was issued on November 10th with a 90-day duration. The contractor began work at the Jones Creek Regional Branch Library in the area around the cupola. They have sealed where the leaks were both on the interior and exterior, changed out ceiling tiles, replaced drywall, and repaired drywall, and painted the areas as needed. They are currently addressing the issues at the Blue Bonnet Regional Branch Library. After completing the repairs at the Blue Bonnet Regional Branch Library, they will proceed with addressing the repairs for the Delmont Gardens Branch Library and the Zachary Branch Library. For the boilers for Eden Park and Greenville Springs Branch Libraries, these projects will be going out for bid soon. We expect the project for Eden Park Library to go out to bid first, possibly by mid-December. And for the Blue Bonnet Branch Library renovations, we will defer this project due to budget uncertainties, but we will be addressing the installation of new lighting as there's a need to update the lighting throughout the building. For the chiller project, the contractor is continuing work on the final punch list. Any questions?
Thank you for cleaning the Zachary Library. I was out there a couple weeks ago and 2 weeks ago, and it's probably, I don't know why, that one just seems to get more stuff stuck to it than other branches.
Thank you. Moving on next to miscellaneous reports.
Can everyone hear me okay? Great, good evening. As everyone is aware by now, our library's millage for the tax, our library's millage tax did not pass the November 15th election. I would like to take a moment to thank you, our board members, our elected leaders, our local area businesses, organizations, our patrons, our community members, and our staff for your continued support. We have received a huge outpouring of well wishes, too many to count, from so many people since last Saturday. Thank you, all of you. Earlier this week, the mayor's office announced via the Human Resources Department that all hiring for vacant positions is currently suspended. There is a possibility that some employees occupying certain positions may be changed due to seniority-based bumping, and some funded vacant positions may be used for job placement. However, the city parish employees proposed for these positions must still meet the requirements that we have set for some of these positions. I will have more information for you hopefully soon. We now have the deadline to bring a new proposition before the Metro Council. If our new proposition goes to the June 27th, 2026 election, the library will collect revenue for the fiscal year of 2026. To make it on this ballot, the Metro Council must approve it by April 27, 2026. The administrative staff and I would like to submit the new proposition to the to the bond attorney, to be introduced before the Metro Council in January, and then it will go to vote in February. We, the library, may then resume the information campaign we began earlier this year to keep the proposition in the public eye and to ensure that we have understanding going forward. However, we must first determine what millage rate we will request in the new proposition. We would like to request the Board of Control hold a special meeting between the dates of December 10th and 18th this next month. Is there any questions?
Do we have any, feel like the public comment? Do you have any public comment under reports by the director? If you would like to comment, you can step up to the mic and you'll have 3 minutes to speak.
Any public comment?
And just state your name for the record.
My name is Anna Fogel. Hi, can you hear me? My name is Anna Fogel. And I'm an advocate in our city, been doing public education advocacy for decades, and have been very excited and pleased to be doing advocacy work for our library. My mom was a librarian. I love our libraries. It pained me to vote no on the propositions that were before us. However, I am committed to making sure that our libraries are funded at the level they need to be funded, and that the new, quote unquote, new taxes that will come before the voters will be met favorably. Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Jan Bernard. I love my libraries. I've been a longtime resident and servant in this community. I too have voted against it, but I'm here today to say I am with you 120%. And whereas we are here in front of you asking for a clean, crisp millage that does not have extra money go into a general fund, but instead supports the 15 branches of this library, which do everything from lifelong learning to becoming our civic living rooms in every neighborhood that has a library here. I want to support this. I encourage the members of this board to stay within a reasonable millage that supports all the operations and also advances the expansion of our library system. You're a piece of gold in Baton Rouge, and we're going to support you. So today, we're here in front of you. In January and February, we will be standing behind you in front of our Metro Council as we advance this asset for East Baton Rouge Parish. Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Amy Cormier. I'm also a lifelong Baton Rougean and policy advocate and just a community member looking out for the good things that we have. Our library system is absolutely incredible. The reason why I voted no is because I will accept absolutely nothing less than the full millage, and you should keep every dollar that's in your bank account. Nothing should go to a general slush fund, especially from an agency that's run so well and so wonderfully for every arch and every area of the parish. You may remember my children from this past summer, we were at another board meeting and they spoke from the heart about how much they love the libraries. We're here every single day because we also use this as a community bus stop with our public school system. I urge you not to compromise. I urge you to ask for the very top full renewal that this parish has supported. We will now, again, for the 40th year. Please do not relinquish one single dollar from your bank account. You have the community support. You've seen that in droves at Metro Council meetings, at board meetings, in this room today, on social media. The no votes came because we did not feel you should accept the compromise by giving up $52.4 million or a single dollar of a millage. You deserve everything that you've earned. You deserve everything that this parish has supported for the last 30 years, and hopefully again for the next 10. Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Nick LaVorde, and I don't know what you want to call me, but I'm a has-been because I ran for the Public Service Commission last year. That's the best title I can come up with. Echoing what all the wonderful folks here tonight said, fight for a full millage. The people of this community support it. We're in an age where things are being taken away from us constantly. And in East Baton Rouge Parish, there's not a lot that unites everyone in every community in all four corners of this parish, but it is the East Baton Rouge Parish Public Library. Fight for a full millage. Fight for what you deserve, and the voters are going to stand up behind you and support you every step of the way. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'll be brief. My name is Cynthia Young. I am a member of the Patrons of the Public Library. And I heard everybody that came up and said that they voted no against RIFE, but I was one that voted yes because I support the library. And I saw how hard the library worked to get this tax paid. So I did support it as a business owner, as a local author. The library has supported me tremendously in the work that I have been doing. So I just wanted to go on record that I support the library and I love my library. Thank you.
Thank you, Cynthia.
My name is Sherry Galisco, and I'm the president of the Federation of Greater Baton Rouge Civic Associations. We represent 113 civic, homeowner, and condo associations across the parish. And we are here to say we support the library, and we are here to say we will ask the tough questions. And we are here to say that prior to whenever the vote is scheduled, you have a place on our calendar to explain to our members, so they have a chance to ask those questions, how the next millage request will look. So we thank you for all you have done. We appreciate the libraries. Many of our associations use the library for their meetings as well as just countless other things. So we're very grateful, and we're here to say, we're here to ask questions.
And do ask questions, sure.
So Madam Chair, I would like to say that we'll be working on a more involved overview of the last 11 months, but you have a mini overview in front of you, just a quick down and dirty one that kind of encapsulates the previous campaign. And then, of course, the important question, as Executive Director Katrina Stokes mentioned, is what happens next? So I want to reassure you that in our phone calls beginning on Sunday and Monday to members of the Finance Department, the Assessor's Office, the bond attorney, all of the people who could have the special information we needed to start thinking about the future were immediately helpful to us. And they immediately gave us the schedule that we needed, including all those important deadlines. So the most important thing, as Katrina said, was we need y'all to be able to meet sometime in December as we work on various projections and what they would mean for the future, knowing there's new financial information. And then the Metro Council will actually approve the whole parish budget on December 10th. So sometime after that, we'd like to have you guys with a formal meeting. And then the timeline that we need to have in order to make a June 27th election is to be on the Metro Council agenda on Thursday, January the 8th. And that's why y'all have to meet before that, because they need to see something in writing from you, and the bond attorney needs to see something in writing from you so that he can properly prepare a proposition that would go to the voters on June 27th. And the wording of that proposition would be that it was a dedicated 10-year tax with an assessment for year 2026. This is pretty much all made possible because the legislature changed the dates of the elections in the spring from April, May to May, June. So that's part of this. We would then be on a Metro Council agenda February the 8th for a formal meeting on February the 11th. At that meeting, there would be a public hearing, and we would ask the Metro Council to approve the proposition, whatever it was. So we have some work to do on these propositions, and our business manager, unfortunately, she was working up into the late nights, and she came in and then we put her to bed. So, you have just the beginning of some thoughts, as we go through all that. I will tell you, you also have, just the beginning of some thoughts on how we might frame it, because what we heard from the public over and over again was they were confused. They were confused that, wait, what is this? What is this? What is this? When is it? Which is it? How is it? So, clean and simple, standalone, library millage. We know it's going to be a new tax. And new tax has a connotation for people. But really, it's the same old tax. Same old standalone library dedicated tax. We just need to figure out the rate that keeps us sustained, keeps the capital improvements plan going, and assures stability for the next 10 years. So I want to put out here for your consideration, kind of like the Twilight Zone. We're going to, having heard what the people have said in this Saturday, what the people have said, this will be the people's proposal, and the people will help us write the next chapter for your East Baton Rouge Parish Library. So we've been playing around with some ideas to just kind of keep us focused and looking forward to the future as we write the next chapter. You'll still see lots of library love. We still feel that the library is the heart of the community. In a way, I kind of think it's wonderful that we will go before the Metro Council right before Valentine's Day. So with that in mind, knowing that it is the people's proposal and the people have spoken and the people will continue to speak, our patrons of the public library is maybe here tonight. They will be here, yes, our president, Adam St. Pierre, is here tonight. And the people in the patrons of the public library, POPL, will be here tomorrow welcoming other grassroots citizen advocates. The Library Power Network is one of them, and they will be here to organize a show of support, a press conference, if you will, to basically outline what the next steps is, everything except the number, because we'll have to work on that once our business manager takes her, Theraflu and all the other things, and gets back on her feet. Once we start to finesse those things and have a chance to talk with people like our Federation of Civic Associations, our wonderful friends at Together Baton Rouge, our wonderful friends who have helped us, homeowner presidents and chairs, and regular patrons who keep coming and they keep calling. So all those people who said, we'll be there to help you, I'm inviting you to show up at 11:30 on Friday, tomorrow, and help get the next chapter started. There'll be some revisioning and there'll be an editor, but we've got to start somewhere. So we're going to start tomorrow at 11:30, and I invite you all to join us. So I'm done.
Mary, Katrina, could you, assure the community and also the staff of the library that we will continue our programs, continue the library functions, and keep on as such
Yes.
until we can get new monies coming in, but we have the ability, because of the way we have managed our money, to keep on operating during this difficult time.
Just as a quick reminder, we have not, or rather the sheriff has not yet collected property taxes for the year 2025. We will receive that revenue in January. So we will obtain funding for this year. The question is if we can get to the ballot soon enough and hopefully will be approved so we can continue to collect revenue in 2026.
But with our unbalanced savings, which was pretty much designated for those capital improvement projects, that's the beginning of being able to pay bills in January until such time as the sheriff sends us the funds or those funds populate in our account for fiscal year, for tax year 2025. We absolutely will be operating, every branch will be open, all currently employed library employees need to show up for work, and that will be business as usual. We've already scaled back some things. So we've already frozen 72 positions. We've already cut back on databases a bit, not too much, and remember, Libby's fine. So we'll be very careful until such time as we get past June 27th. But the library will be offering wonderful services. We will have a fabulous one-book-one community. We've already planned the microcon. The summer reading program will launch as usual. Something new this year, a baker fair, right before National Library Week. And so please have confidence that pay-as-you-go plan affords us the opportunity to keep things running, to keep the books going out to the people, to keep the databases alive, to keep the Wi-Fi going, to keep the Career Center going, to keep small business service going, and of course, our preschool readiness, our bookmobile fleet, they will still be going out to daycare centers and retirement centers and learning centers. So we are working hard so that you don't see a diminishment of services, and our staff needs to come to work. Just eat your Wheaties.
Thank you, Mary. I just want to say thank you to the staff. You all have done an amazing job, from all the community meetings, the personal conversations, the lunches, that it was a lot of work. And I know you all can be a little bit tired, but I want you to know from the Library Board of Control that we really appreciate it. Don't think that this tax felon was because of your doing. It was kind of out of your control. You know that you have the support from the board, you have the support from the community, and we feel that we have always been collaborators with the city, with schools. It doesn't matter. We look to make sure that we collaborate with people to help the entire city, especially our patrons. Unfortunately, the collaboration with the city parish on the fly, it did not work. We showed our goodwill. We showed that we're willing to make a little bit of compromise and sacrifice for the good of the city. But the people spoke. They've spoken over and over again about what they want, which is a dedicated village. One, like Ms. Jen said, that doesn't just sustain the library, but advances the library system. That's what's important to so many people. Yes, we can pay the bills, but technology is advancing. Costs are going up. we can't be at a millage that only supports sustaining things, and then we get caught in a bad situation. So we're keeping all that in mind as we look through all the projections that are coming to us. And again, I wanna say thank you to everybody for your support. Always reach out if you have any questions, or if you want just to talk about your thoughts. We're here, please do so.
And I will say, we'll start working on a new FAQ, and we'll be waiting for Ms. Sherry's questions. And one thing that, I've gotten asked several times since Saturday night, what's gonna happen to the Scotlandville Branch Library project? It's gonna finish. We've got walls up, y'all, sheet rock is in there. And then what's gonna happen to the Baker Branch Library, where we just selected the architect? That's gonna happen too, we're just gonna charge ahead and write that next chapter. If that funding was already drawn down, it is secure. The Baker are going to get their renovation as they need and deserve and expect. So, just stay with us over the next couple of weeks until we can figure out the details.
Simply put, it's paid for.
Yes, it is, it's paid for.
Excellent.
And I want to give a quick commentary about the feedback that we got from the Metro. I think that initially the library versus police thing just put so much distrust and a bad taste in everyone's mouth that no matter what came out, people had on blurred vision and didn't see the truth, right? And so I believe that going in with a clean slate, you get emails every day about what's going on, what's happening to the library, and is the library safe? And had a couple of conversations yesterday. I mean, I'm late because we had budget meeting today, right? But the commentary is people didn't want Thrive to pass in one comment, and another one is, no, we didn't trust Thrive. Thrive didn't have clear and concise messaging. It said Thrive, but didn't have the propositions on it. So what is Thrive, right? So I truly believe that based on the commentary and feedback from the general public, from my colleagues, we're clearly not a general fund agency, and there's no money in the general fund right now to support the library. If it were to have to be put back in there, that the public will understand based on how the library does what it does, which gives that clear, concise messaging that you pay or we close. And I think that message to the public will make sure that these doors stay open and that they get wider. So I'm excited. Thank y'all. Took a while for this whole library council thing. I think I'm one of the first ones to serve, but learned so much more. I came in thinking the library was rich like everybody else, and I learned that they were responsible. And that's two different things. So thank y'all for your leadership.
Yeah, I'd just like to say that, and I heard y'all. Y'all told me that I wasn't being necessarily honest with 11% being a renewal, because we weren't getting all the money. And our 26 operating budget was a shell of what we had originally wanted to bring to you at less than 11.1%. And we've heard y'all loud and clear. I do not plan to compromise on it. Technically, yes, it was
repaired when they come up to even be replaced, that we keep the, and that is why we have a constant reminder of what we're doing to keep the buildings, to keep all the facilities in good, so that we won't have a disaster, happen to one of the buildings. And that's, our programs and our programming, our all the books, everything that goes with it, our priority, but our building maintenance and keeping things really up to date is why we have all this going on. So
I do want to make one other comment. And I think that this got lost in translation with everybody talking about overtaxation, mismanagement of funds, whatever excuse they came up with. But when you look at the bright and shining stars in all the city parish, it's the areas that are properly funded. We look at the park system. People can argue about the rating. They try to get it rescinded and they couldn't because we're ranked #1 park system in the country. The library system, #1 library system in the country. Mosquito abatement, who I don't think gets enough light shed on them for the work that they do, and making sure that we don't transport diseases around our city parish and the mosquito and rodent control population, but they're top 10 in the country. Same thing with COA. When we properly fund city parish functions, you get great results, which is why the city council, along with a few of my other colleagues, authored the pay study. Had it at $12.9 million to fund everybody. So far fast, I was expecting pay raises for everybody, from 35 million to 12.9. Because when we properly fund our people, we get better results. Anything that's properly funded, you get results. So I want to thank our staff, because I don't think you're properly paid, but you show up every day, you do a wonderful job, and we're still #1 in the country with where you are. So imagine if we properly funded our staff, what that would look like. Not just here, but all over city parish. Because then you would get the results. You got to choose if you want the dollar meal, if you want Ruth Chris. You know, somewhere in the middle. And so when this hits the ballot, I'm hoping everybody says Ruth Chris, because that's what his library is, top-notch, 5-star. Thank you.
Is there any other further business?
Yeah, I'd like to ask the 80.8% of voting population to please get involved. Come see us, come talk to us. We need your support. We run a wonderful library system. Come talk to me, let me show you around it, and let me earn your vote.
Thank you, everyone. If there's no objection, the meeting will be adjourned. Hearing none, the meeting is adjourned.